Hey everybody, it's Eric and I'm out here in lovely Las Vegas and I got something really cool to talk to you guys about. Well, I don't know if I'll call it cool. I would call it revolutionary. So let's go ahead and do this. Hey everybody, it's Eric Hudson out here in lovely Las Vegas, and every time I plan to do a video, sometimes something pulls me back in and I have to do something different. I was planning to do a market update this week because there is so much juicy stuff to put out there, but something more important came up and I have to put this out there because I want to put more timely info out for you guys. And this one applies to a lot of folks, but especially my active duty military and my veterans really need to pay attention to what I'm about to talk about today, because something happened last week. There was a seed change in the world, and it was called free money. Wow. That's right. They call it the stimulus. I call it a brand new house for you. Now, this is why it applies to everyone, but especially my veterans. Everyone else, when you buy a house, there are two components to buying a house. You have a down payment, and you have your closing cost. Well, FHA loan, that's 3.5% of the loan. For a conventional, that's 3, 5, 10, 20%. With both of those, you have mortgage insurance. VA loan, best thing since sliced bread. Except for that USDA loan, we don't have too many of those around here. But, you know, it kind of applies a little bit in the same way. So if you're getting a USDA loan or can qualify for a USDA loan, you may want to listen up right here. So here's how it goes. $1,400 for a family if you make less than $150,000 per person. So I was talking to someone this weekend, and I'd already started talking last week to folks. It's like, oh my goodness, you know, the housing market has been booming. It has been ridiculous. Redonkulous about what's been going on. And then I was going like, and it's going to get worse because people have that free money, the stimulus check. And then over the weekend, someone contacted me, and as we're talking, it was like, yeah, long and short, there's a video I did a while back about a lease to own program. And that program, it's going to be a little iffier now because of some of the requirements. Not the program itself, it's just that it required the seller to put a little bit of a donation in. Here's the thing. If you got 20 offers, why am I going to give you free money? It doesn't even make sense. So it makes the program a little less likely. The person called on that program, then I found out they were a veteran. And then I was like, well, maybe you qualify. Well, by the way, they did qualify for a VA loan. That's what's great. Then it becomes, oh, okay. So you know what? With that stimulus check, maybe you'll be able to have enough to pay the closing cost. The person's like, that's what I was thinking. Then went like, time to make this video. Didn't know if I wanted to bump out other videos just for this one because it's so timely, because everyone's starting to get that money trickling in. So I started looking at it. At $1,400 per person, if you have a family of 4, that's $5,800. I'm sorry, math in public, $5,600. What does $5,600 do for you? First of all, let's start talking about VA loans. And I love to always start VA loan discussion with the scuttlebutt. Scuttlebutt that started a long time ago that, for some reason, to this day, doesn't die. I've heard this one, within the last couple of months from a veteran, that they were always taught that to get a home as a veteran, it was just $1 down. Nowhere in anything I've ever read that's official do they talk about $1. Here's what a VA loan is. It is a no down program. So I got other veterans who say, oh, you can just roll everything into your loan. So yeah, I can walk in, I can just roll everything into my loan. The only thing that you're allowed to roll into your loan is the VA funding fee. That is it. That is how the VA program works. It works by this funding fee, and that's what kind of gets the money. So when someone defaults, that's how they pay it off. Now, you don't have to pay the funding fee if you are a disabled veteran, or starting last year under the Blue Water Navy Act, if you are an active duty member who has a Purple Heart. So, well, what about the rest of that? I can roll my closing cost in, or I can walk in $1. Rumor. I've actually lost a guy because he kept insisting that he could roll that into it, because he's talking, there are guys in my squadron who roll this money in. I'm like, no, they didn't. It's like, yes, they did. I'm like, no, they didn't. I even got lenders on the line with them. It's like, sometimes people don't understand what all happened in the transaction. Now, what probably happened is he bought during a good time, and the seller paid the people's closing costs. I bought several houses, all on the VA loan, and you know what? I never paid any closing costs because the seller paid it every time. And that's another one. A lot of veterans believe that the seller is supposed to pay their closing costs. Supposed to. Nah, they're not. They can. They can pay, help pay your closing costs on a conventional loan, on an FHA loan, or a VA loan, probably a USDA loan. Don't know as many about them because not as many areas around here have USDA, though there are some. So if you're looking at Mountain's Edge, or now up in Indian Springs, because it's growing up there if you're stationed at Creech, USDA. But if you're a veteran, you don't have to worry about that. So there are veterans, it's like, I've seen veterans who got money piled on top of money, piled on top of money, wrapped around money, still want somebody to pay their closing costs because they're a veteran. You know what? You're hurting yourself and you're hurting other veterans, because there are a lot of people who won't even consider a VA loan because they're something like, they're going to want closing costs out of me and no one else does. I have a question. What if you have the money? Just because you want closing costs, you're going to keep yourself from getting a home. So, but now we got that solution, that $5,800. And I actually ran the numbers today. So as of today, until it changes, because it keeps changing, we are now at a record high here in Las Vegas, and I'm sure it's a record high all over the country. This should work most places. I don't know about California, New York, and New Jersey, places like that, because they got a lot of taxes and fees and stuff. We don't have that many of that here. That $5,600 on a VA loan will cover 100%, 100% of your closing costs. So if you're in a family with 2 kids, family of 4, your closing costs are covered. So thanks to the VA, you have no down. Thanks to this new stimulus check, you've got your closing cost. You get to move into a place. But here's the best part. You know, when you move into a place, your mortgage payments don't start until 1 to 2 months after you move in. If you were to move into a rental house tomorrow, or an apartment, first month's rent, security deposit, all these other fees. If you moved into a place where, let's say the rent was $1,500 a month, you got to have $4,000 up front. Wow. You can now, with this stimulus check, move into your own home, your home, 0 down, stimulus check covers the closing costs, and you don't pay your mortgage for 1 or 2 months. Yeah. Every veteran who does not own a home right now, who has a family especially, even if it's just 2 of you, you and your spouse, your partner, that's $2,800. That's half your closing costs. You can't get into an apartment for the difference between that and closing cost. On top of that, what you got to worry about, from what I can tell, most places, they don't give you that security deposit back. You may as well write that off. They're finding ways they're going to keep that, and everything else they can keep. In some parts of the country, you have to pay even more than that. First month's rent, last month's rent, security deposit, plus all the fees. You don't have any of that stuff to worry about now. If you are not actively searching for a home, and you have the credit score too, and you don't own a home, and you're a veteran or active duty military, I hate to say it this way, you may be doing something wrong, because housing's not going down anytime soon. You could PCS here to the Vegas area, purchase a house, have that house your entire PCS period of 3 to 4 years, and walk out with a pretty profit right now. I usually don't go that positive on stuff, but when it gets down to free money and purchasing something that's worthwhile, like a home that's going to appreciate, instead of going down to the Louis Vuitton store and buying a new bag, that's not even rocket science. So I looked around at some of the houses you can get. So right now, the median price of a home in the Las Vegas area is about $355,000. Yeah, we're at a record. It's the highest. Matter of fact, before the last market crash, the highest it got was $330. We're at $355 now. So I looked at houses and what you can get for $355. So let's take a second, and we're just going to flow through some things. Houses with swimming pools, because everybody wants a swimming pool, under $355. Remember, we're in a record shortage of houses. Record shortage. 2 weeks supply. It has never been this low ever, especially this time of year. Just take a second. Let's look at what's available on the market as of today, recording this. I don't think there's enough information to like give away the house or anything, but this came straight out and what you can get today. So let's take a second. See it? Not bad. You can get into this for free, and these are in, possibly desirable parts of town. Now, if you're starting to look for that 5-bedroom house with a pool, yeah, $355 ain't gonna cut it. You're more looking like $455 and stuff like that. So this is your golden opportunity for veterans. If you're PCSing in, I would start making appointments right now. And like I said before, I do this to keep the squirrels from running in my head. I'm retired from the Air Force. Even if you don't consider using me, point yourself towards a veteran-friendly agent. And I don't mean veteran-friendly as in they want your business and saying thank you for your service. I mean veteran-friendly as in they know the VA process inside and out. And this is just not just coming to Vegas. This is anywhere. This is I'm reaching out to you right now. I'm reaching out through this camera and I'm saying something. This is the way you take care of yourself and your future. To secure your house now. Secure that bag. Okay? The money you'd get for family of 4 will cover all of your closing costs. This is your chance. The credit required to get a house, there is no minimum credit for VA. That is an overlay by the bank. Okay? There is no minimum credit for VA. Right now, some of my lenders are doing down to 600 on the credit score for VA loans. Check out what your local lenders can do for you. If they can't do anything, find another lender. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Housing is going up. It's a lot of factors. Another one I keep threatening to make is the video about why housing keeps going up. We have a lumber shortage. We have a shortage of other building materials. This isn't short term, folks. This is a long-term issue that's going to last the next 3 to 5 years. So I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at it, and we should have been in a recession, but all these things like this stimulus check right here is what kept us out of this recession. So because of that, housing is going to continue to go up. If you've been sitting on the fence, you've seen how much you've lost. So don't keep losing that money. And keep looking at these videos I got coming up here, because that's going to get you even more information. And click on down there to subscribe, because I know there's a lot of more folks who want to see this information, because you need to go out there and get yourself a house.